Good hygiene is the key to good food. Gotta make sure you clean your hands, guys, before you start cooking. Even if you've only been hanging around in your own house, clean them hands. Yes, sir. Clean them hands. Anyway, welcome to Gabe in the kitchen. So today we're going to be making rice. We've got specifically basmati rice today, but you can make whatever you want depending on what you need it for. We're using it for fried rice. Ideally you want to use jasmine rice, but I find that the recipe I use works better with basmati. So we're going to be making basmati rice. I've actually already made a batch today, and this is going to be the second one. I thought I'd show you guys, how to cook rice. The method we're going to use is a steam method, and they call it steam because the water dries out well before the rice cooks, and then it steams in the residual steam that just floats around in there. Versus the boil method where you boil the whole thing like pasta and then drain it. Don't do that. Doesn't work well with fried rice. This tends to be the best way to cook rice for fried rice. So you're gonna grab as much rice as you think you need, depending on how many people you're trying to serve, into your saucepan, like so. Then we're gonna come to the sink and we're just gonna give it a wash. Now the idea here is to rinse out the starch. There's residual starch on the outside of the rice, and we want to make sure that all of that comes off. Reason being, for this particular recipe, we do not want sticky rice. Okay, if we want long grain rice, cooked to perfection, no gumminess, then you need to get rid of that starch. And that means rinsing this rice till the water runs clear. You don't want any milky water like that. See, that's not rinsed enough. So this is probably about the 4th or 5th rinse. You can see the water is much clearer, like so. Now we're ready to cook this rice. So I'm just gonna drain that one more time, making sure not to lose too much rice. Fill that up. Now this is the important part. You want your water to be about, it's hard to explain this, guys, about this much above the rice. What's that? 2 centimeters above the rice. So wherever your rice level is, about 2 centimeters, 1.5 centimeters above that, that's where you want your water to be. Reason being, it tends to be the perfect amount of water that cooks the rice all the way through perfectly. The next important part I'll show you on the hob. Let's go. So we've got that on the hob. Note the temperature. My hob, sorry, I don't have gas. Sorry, guys. My hob goes up to a max of 9. So you can go max. The idea is you want to get this to a boil from cold, and then you want to turn that heat all the way down to the gentle simmer, so then it can steam. So I'm going to leave mine on 7. And then once that starts to boil, we'll be back, and then I'll show you what I do next. You also want to make sure you put a lid on that while it does the entire cooking process. And keep an eye on it, guys. Don't let it burn. Right, so guys, you can see it is starting to boil. That's what you want. Don't lift the lid like I am. This is just to demonstrate. Once you see it's boiling, move it to the lowest hob you've got. Well, the lowest energy. I'll turn that one off, and then I tend to leave it on, again, the max is still 9, but I tend to leave it on 6 or 7 on the lowest there, and then just let it steam like so. Give it about 25 minutes to half an hour on that low heat, and that's usually all you need. Now keep an eye on this. You do not want to forget this, or it will burn. It's usually normal to get a little burning on the bottom. If you're okay with sacrificing a small layer of rice, you will have 90% perfect rice, and that's fine. Also, some people like the burnt rice at the bottom. I've forgotten the name for it, but if that's what you're going for, go for it. But yes, don't be put off if you see the burnt bit at the bottom. The rest will be absolutely spot on. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you cook rice. I'll show you the rest at the end. So guys, it is all finitoed. Now I did have to sprinkle some water over this a few times throughout the cook, and taste the very surface of the rice. Make sure it's got a nice firm texture, but not raw. Raw, is that even the right word? Uncooked. Now get a fork and fluff it up. Just get in here. Just get in there. Yep. Just like so. Because when it cools, it will stick in whatever structure it's at, and then it just makes it more difficult for whatever you want to use it for. So just fluff it up like so, and then yeah, you can leave that as it is. Let it set for 10 minutes, and then it's ready to cook. Cool.